Alright, ladies and gentlemen, just wanting to make sure of a few things, of course. Of course, just want to make sure that people can hear the audio, if the music is too loud. Alright, let's see. Just double checking. Alright, let me know in the chat if the music is too loud, if it's too low. Let me know if you guys can hear me well before we officially get things started. Alright. Music is fine. You can hear. Sounds like everybody can hear. Alright, good. Alright, so getting things started, going onto the live cam. The computer live cam, unfortunately, for whatever dumbass reason, my goddamn, the stream like app for when I can connect to my phone's webcam, for whatever reason, that's not working again. So we have to use the webcam on the computer. So here we go in 3, 2, and 1. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. What the hell? Oh, that's the couch. All right, let me move that just a little bit. Hey guys, how is everybody doing on this fine Saturday? Today's Saturday, right? Yeah, today is Saturday. Yeah. Hello there, Virginia Lake. Always nice to see you in the stream. It's always nice to see you, of course. Maria Pickles says, hey Josh, long time no see. Welcome. Yeah, I haven't seen you in a while. Thank you so much for coming into the stream. Juan Chandler, hello, welcome, how are you doing? Mason Ringley says, guess what, Josh, I'm officially a senior, and I am graduating this year. Congratulations, man. Senior, I would assume in high school. Yeah, because I don't think you're called a senior if you're in college, I don't think. But either way, if you're graduating this year, congratulations. That is definitely a huge accomplishment. I still remember when I graduated from high school, which was 8 years ago. Christ, I'm getting old. I am getting so old. God damn. That's crazy. Nuts. But yeah, shoot. Congratulations, man, on being able to graduate this year. Victor Marquez, I think that's how you say your name, says, hey, Josh, welcome to the stream. Sonic the Hedgehog, welcome to the stream. Dizzy says, still looking good, Josh. Thank you. I really appreciate that. I don't think so, but either way, thank you. I look average, if anything else. Maybe below average, I don't know. But either way, thank you. Welcome to the stream. Omnimon says, hello, stream. Welcome. Okay, so for you, it's Sunday today. All right, but for me, it is Saturday. So you must be on the other side of the globe, I guess, if it's Sunday for you. Zep the Walkie says I am doing fine. Great, I'm glad to hear that you're doing good today. Let's see, I'm gonna try to catch up with everybody that's saying hi. Dude says hello, welcome. Strider Jason, Samuel Ofe, I don't know how to say your last name, but just say, y'all remember, oh, and Mason says, thank you so much, Josh, you're welcome, of course. I mean, that's, you know, graduation's a big deal, whether it's high school or college. The hell was that? Something outside. Of course, every time I'm streaming, something weird's happening outside. Y'all remember the black and red pony days? You had to be there. Yeah, that was a long time ago, man. Shoot, that was the beginning of this channel. As if you've been there for a long time, you guys are the true OGs. If you're still here since I had that pony avatar for a long time, damn, you guys are truly the OGs of this channel, bro. You've been with me for like what? How many years have I been doing this? Is 11 years now, isn't it? Yeah, I think it's 11 years, I believe. Doesn't even feel like 11 years somehow. It's crazy. Hold on a second. Just double checking on something. All right. Just to let you guys know, I don't think I'm gonna be on the stream for too long. There is a couple of things that I'd like to do before the day's out, like mainly kind of getting a couple of stuff from the store and obviously eating. I didn't eat anything. Well, I had lunch, but I would like to have some dinner eventually. So I just wanted to do a quick stream, of course, because I did not provide you guys with a video this week, And so I've said if I don't give you guys a video, I will be streaming. So, to at least to provide you guys with something. Mainly, I didn't come up with a video this week, mainly because, like, it wasn't even that I didn't have anything to talk about, just more so that, like, I guess the schedule of this week just wasn't really the greatest, I guess you could say. Alex, Gary the editor, as you guys know, he's been going through some stuff, and even though I think he probably had some availability, I just didn't necessarily ask him at all, and so I guess it was like, or when I was about to ask him, it was like, damn, it's too late. It's too late to even think about trying to make a video, because he's pretty busy with a lot of stuff that he goes through at his own house. Like, because of that, I'm just trying to move in the microphone a bit more. But yeah, but because of that, hopefully sounds a little bit better now because the mic is close to me. So yeah, but what I'm saying is that, like, because of all the stuff he has to go through and the constant work that he's doing right now, mainly just home stuff, you know what I mean? I can't necessarily just say, hey, I have a video, I'm gonna record it today, can you make a video, can you edit it today? I can't necessarily do that. You know what I mean? I have to be considerate of his time as well. So sometimes it doesn't work out as much, and it's like, it is what it is, of course. But we always try to basically work it out when it comes to trying to make a video. So, but yeah, hopefully I'll be able to make a video sometime this week. It really depends, honestly, again, on when his scheduling is and what my scheduling is this week. I'm gonna have a interesting next 2 days, because apparently, if any of you guys live in Southern California, maybe you do, maybe you don't, I don't know. But apparently we're gonna have somewhat of a tropical storm within the next coming days, because we got a hurricane down in Baja California, which is part of Mexico, and it's currently like a category 3 or something. And so now when it comes up to my area, because I live in the Gardena area, when it comes to that, it's mainly just gonna be like a little rainstorm, so I'm not really gonna get too much of winds. We're gonna get some rain, definitely, but it's not gonna be like, oh, gusts of 75 miles per hour. Like, that's not even gonna hit, most areas. I don't think that's gonna hit at all. I think the highest, like, wind gusts for any area in Southern California within the next 2 days is gonna be something like, let's say, roughly 40 miles per hour or something, which is still high, but not hurricane winds, you know what I mean? So yeah, so I'm not exactly too worried about it, again, because I've been kind of checking, like, the weather, like, the predictions of, like, oh, what the weather's going to be around your hometown area, and da-da-da-da-da, and it seems like I'm just going to get rain, with maybe some slight high winds, but not winds that we've never had before, because we had a lot of rain, this year, which was almost kind of unprecedented for Southern California. If you know Southern California, we don't get a lot of rain. It tends to rain in the winter, yes, but in terms of, like, excuse me, in terms of, how it is when it's, like, I guess in the winter, generally that's when we get the rain. Sometimes we'll get it, like, intermittently throughout the year or whatever, but it's kind of rare. So yeah, this is just one of those times, but it's coming from a hurricane, but it's not going to be a hurricane when it hits us. So yeah. But it's crazy though. It's crazy that this is kind of what we're living through right now, but literally nobody around us, or at least nobody around me, I haven't seen any panicking. I haven't seen anybody, like, saying, oh, you need to do this, you need to do that. You know what I mean? I haven't gotten anything like that. Just, there's a potential that I could either lose power, but I don't know if that's necessarily gonna happen, so I don't know. But again, very, very interesting times. But yeah, it is possible that next week I'll come out with a video. Not 100% sure when that video will come out. I mean, usually it's been like, what, a Thursday or Friday or whatever, so, sorry about that. But yeah, but we'll see. It may be about Cartoon Network, and then maybe it won't, and I'm gonna go back to also posting some shorts as well eventually, because it's kind of easier to do shorts, and for some reason shorts get more views. I don't know why, but it does. Or sometimes it gets views faster, I guess, but it is what it is, you know what I mean? But, like, at the same time, it's like, yeah, that's something I would like to incorporate a bit more into the channel. Not that it's going to overtake the channel, but just, you know, if there's a video idea that I want to do, but at the same time, it can't necessarily be translated into a 3-minute video, or maybe I don't have too much to say about it, and it just is going to be better as a short, then you might start seeing more of those. I'm not 100% sure. I can't promise anything, but that's definitely possible. But, yeah, but we'll see. We'll see. It really all depends on how things go. But yeah, so if anything, when it comes to this stream, I guess it's more of like, I mean, most of the streams kind of go out like this anyway, but I guess you could say it's mainly somewhat of like a Q&A, I guess, maybe. So if there's like any questions you want answered or whatever, you can ask them. If there's any like topics you guys want to talk about in the chat, like, for example, what I think about what's currently going on with Cartoon Network, even though maybe not, because I talk about that constantly, but, yeah, so, like, if there's, like, certain things you want to talk about, like, maybe it's, like, Disney Channel-wise, or what kind of movies you guys want to check out, like, what movies are you guys looking forward to, and, you know, certain things like that. So, yeah, if you have any questions, or, again, just things you guys may want to talk about, if I do not get to those topics, or get to those questions, or, you know, don't panic, I guess. Either I will get to them, or maybe there's just not much I have to say on the subject, and so maybe I skip them for certain reasons, or what have you. You know what I mean? So, either way, yeah, so that's kind of... Or, if anything, sometimes I put questions more, or maybe topics more at a priority, because, you know, sometimes I have way more things to talk about when it comes to those things that people may ask me about, you know what I mean? So, I mean, it really depends. So, don't make it seem as if I am ignoring you. Just letting you know if it comes down to that, I guess. All right. So, let me actually kind of go back to saying hi to some people. Hellishbound Ishkara, I guess, says graduated from high school back in 2010. Woo! Wow. So you're definitely way in your 30s, but congratulations, I guess. But hey, how you doing? You know, again, I don't tend to know, like, many of, like, say, who watches my videos. Like, I mean, if anything, I guess, like, I've had a couple of surprises when it came to the stream. You know what I mean? Well, not this stream, but streaming, in general. Because it surprised me sometimes that I would have some people that are, like, still elementary school aged watching my videos. It shouldn't surprise me, but it did, because, you know, sometimes they were in the chat. And then, I think, like, the last time I asked, like, oh, how old are some of you guys? It's like, a lot of them were actually around my age, and some of them were, you know, almost graduating high school and whatever. And it's like, wow, okay. I mean, it's kind of cool to know, like, I guess, what your true demographic is when it comes to YouTube, because I don't know if you can always, like, fully rely, you know, on analytics sometimes, because they say, oh, this is your demographic, and it's this age group, and this gender group, and yada, yada, yada. I mean, I know for a fact that the most people that are watching my channel are dudes. I know that for a fact, but, like, you know, in terms of age, sometimes you just don't truly know, you know what I mean? So, it always really depends. But yeah, anyway, let me go ahead and actually... probably, am I already at the bottom? No, now it just jumped back to the bottom of the chat. So let me go ahead and try to see. I don't think I said hello to Blue the Saber-Tooth Rat. Welcome to the stream, ladies and gentlemen. No, ladies and gentlemen, or welcome to the stream, of course. And Gary has entered the chat. There he is, Mouse in Snail. Of course. Crazy. Let's see, Chris. I don't know if I said hello to you, Chris. Welcome to the stream. You say, hope you're safe, Josh. I think I'm going to be. Of course, I'm going to try to take some, you know, cautious measures, of course, just in case. Because, again, as far as I know, when I've been checking, like, the weather and, like, what I'm expected to get, it seems like it's only going to be rain. Like, maybe an inch or two of rain, which... You know, we've had that, and so that's not really anything new for us, but again, we barely get any rain, so it is what it is. But also, in terms of, like, winds, we're not going to get any, like, heavy winds. Like, winds that, at least in my area, we haven't seen before, you know what I mean? So because of that, I'm not exactly too worried, but I am still going to keep, you know, some caution. And I haven't heard any word, at least in the area that I'm living in, like, oh, you should really hunker down, or oh, you should evacuate, or anything. That hasn't, so again, when it hits our area where I'm living, I don't think it's going to have that much of an impact. But you never know. You never know. I mean, I doubt it still, because the thing is, like, obviously it's going to fizzle out when it hits California because we have cooler waters. And so if we had if our water was warmer, in terms of like the ocean and everything, then we probably would still have a hurricane. Is it possible to still get hurricanes in Southern California? Yeah, it has happened a couple of times, but it's not that common. You know what I mean? Obviously not. We don't, it's not like Florida where you have hurricanes every single year, and that's terrifying. Anyway, let's go ahead and continue here. Yeah, Zip the Walkie says, stay safe, Josh. Hurricanes can be no laughing matter. Yeah, again, like, I'm hoping it's not, even remotely insane. But again, I'm gonna keep caution, which is partially why I do want to head on out, to, get a couple of things from the store, just in case. Again, just to stay safe. Virginia Lake says, just be prepared and stay safe, Josh, and all in all in Southern California. Yeah, I mean, yeah, because trust me, I'm not gonna be going out tomorrow or Monday. Like, the plan is to just stay in the house. You know what I mean? So I don't have to go out in the rain, so I can get something and be like, oh, because, yeah, it's a whole thing. But anyway, let me... Sonic says, imagine if Regularjosh1 was wearing a human suit because he's actually a bunny. I think you figured out my secret. Shh, don't tell anyone else, okay? I just had to do that. Okay, so, let's see here. Let's see. I'm gonna, so, alright, so I think I'm just gonna start here. So, Blue, the saber-toothed rat, says, is there anything else to talk about, Cartoon Network-wise? Not really. I mean, well, there is a schedule update that I will probably talk about, but I think it's most likely going to be in the form of a short. I think. I mean, as much as people like watching me updating, like, you guys on, like, the schedule of Cartoon Network, I think that one's going to have to be a short this time around. I'm not really 100. I don't think I'm going to make that into a video, but it's going to be a short probably. So it could be later on this week. I could do a video and a short this week. I, again, have absolutely no idea. I mean, I guess if anything, we could talk about, like, say, Luniversity, premiering on Cartoon Network September 9th, which is about, I'd say roughly, 3 weeks away or so. Which is good. Again, finally we get a new show. Like, we've all been waiting for this for a long, long time. It's crazy to me. Just want to double check, actually. Okay, yeah, I don't think it's that loud. Okay, but yeah, so that's kind of the situation with Cartoon Network. The thing that we're still waiting on, I guess, is Jessica's Big Little World and when that's eventually going to premiere. For some reason in the last video I said, like, oh, we know for certain that it's supposedly going to be airing in September. No, we don't know that. To be honest, we don't know that. It could, but, like, there's not an official date for it, so we're not really sure if it's going to be in September or if it's going to be in October, or maybe it premieres alongside with Ivandoe in November. And I'm still not even 100% sure if that's supposed to be like a Cartoon Needle show or a Cartoon Network show. I literally have no idea. It's freaking confusing. So, yeah, no idea. Alright, so let's see. Moving on. Just jump to the bottom. Okay, so I'm just gonna be right here. Yeah, Zep says, in all honesty, if anything bad happens to Cartoon Network, you know who to blame. Yeah, of course. Which is kind of partially why I don't want to really talk. Or it's partially why, like, I was wanting to not really talk about Cartoon Network all that much anymore, because, like, I mean, there's a couple of good news that came out recently, obviously, but in terms of, like, the overall, say, negativity when it came to, like, say, the people who worked in the promo sector of Cartoon Network, a lot of that team was cut down, or now they're ending at 5 p.m. and certain other things like that, or Tom and Jerry Time, the show that was supposed to be on Cartoonito, that unfortunately ended up getting canceled and stuff like that. When it came to like all of the news that came out with that, it was like, yeah, I don't know if I really want to talk about Cartoon Network anymore, because it was just gonna be, for the most part, the same thing of me just like complaining and being like, David Zasloff, screw that guy. And it's like, do I really want to continue doing that? Like, as much as I hate the guy, you know what I mean? Do I really want to continue saying the same thing over and over and over again on this channel? Like, not really. So I kind of want to move on from that necessarily. It's not necessarily that like I don't want to talk about Cartoon Network anymore, but talk about them less, where it's like, if there's some good news that's coming out now, then I'll talk about them. You know what I mean? I don't want it to constantly be like, oh, well, we heard that now they're ending at 3 p.m. Oh, let me get angry, and you know what I mean? Like, thankfully it's not going to get to that, but Christ, at this point, you never freaking know. But yeah, so it's, it is what it is, so, but yeah, that's kind of how I'm coming in regards to that, I guess. Let's see. Your mom says, what are your thoughts on Teen Titans Go now that you look back at it? To me, it's just mediocre. It's not the worst thing I've ever seen, but I've definitely seen much better. Here's where I am with Teen Titans Go. I don't care about it. You know what I mean? Which is why I barely even talk about it on the channel. Yeah, do I seem like I complain about it just a little bit? Mainly, I guess, with just, like, the way... I don't know. I think it's more of just an annoyance, you know what I mean? Because, trust me, I do not watch that show. Anytime the show is on the channel... Well, for one, I barely even watch Cartoon Network anymore. Like, because, as I said multiple times, there's not too much of a reason to really watch that channel as often. So, if anything, like, I mainly kind of watch Disney Channel now, you know what I mean? I mean, yeah, there's Bluey, of course, and some other shows, but then there's also shows like Big City Greens, and, Moon Girl, Haley's on it, what else? What else do I particularly watch on that, channel? I kind of watch Hamster and Gretel and every now and then, somewhat, a little bit. And I do kind of slightly watch Miraculous Ladybug, but only because of how stupid it is. Like, I don't even enjoy the show. It's watchable, but my God, like, I just, like, how did the show have 5 seasons and then it got a movie? Like, I can't. I can go on and on. Maybe not. I don't know. But, like, it's a whole thing. But yeah, but for the most part, I watch more of Disney Channel and also Nickelodeon, mainly for like SpongeBob and whatnot, and sometimes their movies. But when it comes to Cartoon Network, not really. Like, I barely kind of tune into Amazing World of Gumball as much, and that's kind of it, When it eventually, okay, but when it eventually gets to there we go. But when it eventually gets to, Looney Tunes, or not Looney Tunes, University, essentially, premiering on the channel. I mean, depending on whether I like Looniversity or not, I don't know if I will or if I won't, but that's the thing. Like, when that premieres, I'm probably going to watch it more, maybe. But again, that really, really depends on how much I like the show. I've never really watched Tiny Toons before, so I don't know. I'm going in as a new audience, not somebody that's like reminiscent or nostalgic for the franchise. Because again, I never really watched Tiny Toons before, so I know of it, but I never watched it. So yeah. So I guess it's gonna be interesting. But either way, when it comes to Teen Titans Go, I don't really care about that show, like, I don't bother watching it at all. Like, it's not like every time I see mentions of Teen Titans Go, I get angry or I'm grunting like, oh, God damn it, this show again, blah. It's like, no, it's just like, move on, go to something else. Like, it's not worth my time watching, like, at all. Um, Zep the Wako says TTG season 1 was okay. As Cartoon Network started to milk it, that's when it got real seedy. You know, honestly, I can't disagree with that. Like, because I remember when I did first start watching Teen Titans Go when it first came out, like when it came to this first season, I was okay with it. I actually found it funny at the time. I don't think I would find it funny now, but like, yeah, I think season 1 was probably fine, but then it just got worse and worse as time goes on. So, yeah, that's kind of where I am at that point. Yo, wait, excuse me. Gary the editor says I'll review it. What, Gary? Alex? What are you saying you're gonna review? Are you saying you're gonna review the Miraculous Ladybug movie? Is that what you're talking about? Cause what are you talking about? what are you talking? It's like, what are you gonna review, buddy? Like, what's happening here? I don't even know what's happening here. Let's see. That's an interesting username. Bodies are in the freezer. Okay. Says, yo, Miraculous season 5 is getting real spicy. You know, I'll be honest, I am curious to know where things go, because like I have been checking out like the season 5 episodes when it airs on Disney Channel, and the episode that aired today was certainly interesting because it had to do with Cat Noir fighting his father, even though, I mean, well, we all know Cat Noir is Adrian, and freaking whatever the freak his name is, I can't even think of his name, is actually Adrian's dad. You know, it's so weird. But they were kind of fighting each other, even though he was a different akumatized villain or whatever this time around. And it had to do with Adrian being in another city now and being it was just the whole thing. But the way I guess the episode kind of ended and whatnot, like, it was definitely interesting. So I'm gonna be tuning in to the next 2 episodes just to really see how things turn out, because I am interested, I guess. Is the writing still bad? Yes. Is the characters still annoying? Yes. Are the character designs? Ooh, I don't even get me started, okay? Like, I don't even want to go there. I mean, again, it's not the worst thing I've seen, obviously. Like, far from it. It's just, I just laugh at it, if anything else, you know what I mean? So yeah, Omnimon says, yeah, Miraculous is very, very stupid. It is. Kiff! That's another show that I check out on, maybe that was the show that Gary the editor was talking about. I don't know if he was talking about Miraculous or if he was talking about Kiff, but yeah, Kiff is another show that I check out. But yeah, so I definitely 100% agree with that. Like, that's another show that I enjoy watching. I think, as of right now, I would say my top 3 shows on Disney Channel are, yeah, that's I would probably have to say, it may get a little controversial. I don't know. I'd have to say my top 3 as of right now. Number 1 for me probably would be Big City Greens, I think. Moon Girl comes at a very close second, I would have to say. And 3 probably would go to Kiff, I think. And the reason why I say that Moon Girl is a very close second, in my personal opinion, is because the show is definitely really good. I have like a couple of issues with it that I'm not going to really go into in this stream. But, it's a really enjoyable show. I love the animation of the show. The characters are great for the most part. It is pretty funny in its own way, and like, you know, some of the lessons that you kind of learn in there are pretty nice as well. Like, overall, it's really good. And then when it came to like the season finale, that had me gripping the edge of my seat in like certain sequences, which was like, wow, they're going there. And the way that the season ended was definitely like, I'm definitely looking forward to the second season. I think the reason though why I personally put Big City Greens at number 1, at least, is because I think I enjoy it a bit more. because it's not exact. Well, it's somewhat serialized and it's somewhat episodic, I guess. And I kind of do like episodic kind of shows a little bit more because sometimes they're just a bit more fun. You know what I mean? Like, you don't exactly have to follow that much of a story, you know? But I do like it when it is somewhat serialized and episodic at the same time, where you do have, like, where a lot of episodes don't really have too much of a connection with each other, and it's just them going on adventures or slice of life-ish, I guess. I don't even know if you would call Big City Green slice of life. I don't know. But there is somewhat of a story that does connect everything some ways. You know what I mean? Kind of like The Amazing World of Gumball, I think. Where for the most part it's episodic, but there is something that's kind of tying it all together to where there is somewhat of a story or lore to the series, you know what I mean? And again, me personally, I kind of just enjoy it just a little bit more better, I think, because of that, if that makes sense. Even though, yeah, technically Moon Girl is also somewhat the same thing, but it did kind of just start as well. It's only, like, had, I don't know how many episodes it's had so far, but you know, it's only had one season, so Big City Greens has been around for a while, so that could possibly also be why I'm maybe a little bit more biased there as well, but I don't know. Excuse me. Ooh, okay, I really want to bring this one up here. Zepp says, or Zeep, I think, says, Miraculous is mid, the plots are so rushed, agreed, and how the hell have Marinette and Adrian not recognized each other yet? No idea! Absolutely no freaking idea. No clue. I mean, because, like, their hair is not even that different when they change, and their voices are the same. So, like, how do they not put two and two together that Marinette is Ladybug and freaking Adrian is Cat Noir? How do they not know this? Like, it's crazy, man. But you know what? That's just how it works in the world of entertainment, okay? People can barely even tell Clark Kent, right? They don't even know that he's Superman. Somehow. Like, oh, it's crazy. But you know, but that's how it is. That's how it is. I mean, shoot, it's like I can take my glasses off and, like, I'm Superman, supposedly. No one would know because I have my glasses on. Off. Now my glasses are off and I'm Superman, guys. Fly. I don't know what the hell I'm doing. But yeah. That's the craziness of television, though. But that's part of the fun. Again, and it just skips down. Like, I kind of hate it when that happens. Okay. Oh, Gary the editor says he was talking about Luniversity. Oh, okay, so he's going to review Luniversity. Okay, cool. I mean, maybe because he knows a little bit more about Tiny Toons than I do, because again, I never really watched Tiny Toons, so I can't really say much about the series at all. So he probably has way more of an insight, if anything else. Let's see. Sonic says, been here since 7,000 subscribers, I guess, watching your videos. Keep up the good work. Thank you. And I think it was either you or somebody else that mentioned that I reached 11,000 subs. You know, like, it didn't, it's funny because I kept, like, checking the subscriber count for a while, and I was, like, at 10.9 thousand for a while. And then eventually I reached 11,000, and, like, I didn't really even make a post about it because I kind of didn't notice it. And I guess it just didn't register at the time. But, like, yeah, I reached 11,000 subs. Like, it's crazy. Like, that's nuts. But yeah, I of course, thank you guys so much for being subscribed to this channel. Whether it be you recently subscribed or you've been subscribed for a long time. Like, again, thank you guys so much. That really appreciate just everybody being here. And again, that's why I love doing these streams, is because I actually get to chat with you guys, get to connect with you guys. I obviously can't do that when I'm doing a video. So when I do streams, I'm able to actually, like, have a conversation with you, which is actually really cool, you know, so, which is pretty awesome. And it's always fun to be able to talk with you guys as well. You know what I mean? So yeah, so again, thank you guys so much for being subscribed to this channel, and hopefully we can continue this channel's growth. I said that so weird somehow. But yeah, but hopefully we can continue growing this channel. I always want to continue growing this channel and everything. And yeah, that's all I can really say is just thank you guys so much. I wish I could do something more special when I reach some of these milestones when it comes to the channel, but I'm not creative enough. So unfortunately I can't. But yeah, so again, thank you guys so much for being here, of course. Let's see. Oh, Sonic the Hedgehog as left said goodbye for now to the chat piece. I enjoyed the stream. Thank you so much for joining. Hope to see you in the next one or in the next video. Pauline Nudie says, I love Big City Greens. It's cute. It is very cute, honestly. Like, there's a lot of moments that I really enjoy. Like, there's a lot of funny moments and a lot of, like, kind of serious moments that are pretty nice and kind of touching, you know? I can't wait for it's season 4, right? Yeah, I can't wait for season 4 to come out. I'm definitely gonna be excited for that. Okay, let's see. It only took them the movie to... I'm not really sure exactly. Oh, I think I think I know what you're talking about. You're probably talking about Miraculous when you say it only took them the movie to finally figure that out. So they figure out that that they both are cat. But I can't even talk right now. But I guess they figure out each other's identities in the movie. I wouldn't know. I didn't see the movie. Am I gonna watch the movie? No. What I do know, however, is that the tiny red ladybug that is whatever those creatures are called. But it's the one that kind of is with the one that's with Marinette all the time that helps her transform into Ladybug. Apparently, she does a rap song in the movie. First of all, the movie is it's a musical. For some reason, the movie is a musical. I have no idea why. But also, the red little ladybug creature does a rap. I'm just gonna leave it at that, and I'm gonna move on because the rap is kind of in the style of Hamilton. Why? Like, I don't get it, but okay, whatever. Just moving on from that. Your mom says, I mean, it's been 5 seasons already. Come on, people. Yeah, like you'd think they would have figured it out, but they didn't. So it's crazy. Jesus Christ, it was a freaking June bug that just flew up to the window. I hate those things. I seriously hate those things, dude. Anyway, and Paulinati says, was this show on Nickelodeon? Yeah, it was on Nickelodeon for like I think about a year or something, maybe less than that, but they never advertised it. And so Disney Channel picked it up, and Disney Channel advertises the heck out of that show. And so yeah, it's been on Disney Channel for a while, and it's been doing very well for them, of course. Which wouldn't surprise me if Nickelodeon was regretting the decision to not advertise the crap out of that show. Like, they were kind of stupid for not doing it, but at the same time, I don't think they knew it was going to be as big of a hit. I don't know if anyone thought it was going to be that big of a hit at all, so, you know, it's something. It's crazy, in my personal opinion. Says Nickelodeon has no new... Puffy-haired Ghost says Nickelodeon has no new cartoons this year. That was until Rock, Paper, Scissors came around. Finally, we're getting a new cartoon from Nickelodeon that's not a preschool show. I don't even remember if they confirmed that it was a new series. I thought that was just like a short that Nickelodeon was going to post somewhere. So, why the hell did... I'm not going to question it. But yeah, but... so, yeah, so Rock, Paper, Scissors. That one kind of looks interesting. I'm going to probably look into it, but I don't know. That's the only thing I can really say is that it just looks interesting, at least to me. So, yeah. So they are. So it is going to be a new cartoon. So I don't. When does that come out? Like, I'm not 100% sure necessarily. Like, when does that come out? Okay, so Zeep says they're called Kwamis? Kwamis? And the ladybug is named Tiki. Okay. Okay, gotcha. Omni says, okay, oh, take care. Bye, stream. Thank you for joining in the stream, and take care. Have a good night. Tiny Toons was a Fox Kids show. Oh, wow, I never even knew that. And there was a comment that I wanted to, or was it? Maybe not. Okay. Yeah, so I'm wondering when that one, yeah, so Kwamis, I guess. Okay, yeah. But yeah, Tiki raps in the movie, supposedly, and, yeah, I don't know what else to say, but again, I'm gonna just leave it at that. Wait, is that real? Mason Wrigley says the Wonder Pets reboot is going to be called Wonder Pets in the City. No, I don't think that's real. Like, are you making that up, or is that real? Because as far as I know, I haven't heard a Wonder Pets reboot. Trust me, I would have somebody that would tell me if Wonder Pets got a reboot. Okay, somebody that I know would have told me that. Christopher says, in one of the episodes of My Adventures with Superman, Lewis found out that Clark Kent is Superman. Yeah, I did see that clip. It was passed around on, like, X. Not Twitter anymore, but X. Just gonna leave it there. Dumbass name, but you know what? That's what it is now. But yeah, that clip has been posted around, and you know, I don't necessarily like that trope in a lot of these shows where it's like, oh, I have a secret identity. I have to hide it for clear, obvious reasons for the safety of everybody. And then when that one person that is like their best friend finds out, they're like, how couldn't you tell me? I'm your best friend. You should have trusted me or something. And it's like, it's a little annoying that we continue this trope. I mean, look, I get it. It's somewhat of a realistic reaction for somebody to have, but it's like, I don't know, it's a little annoying that we continue to have this trope in these shows. So yeah, which I'm gonna have to skip that one probably. Let's see. Oh, well, there you go. There you go. Gary the editor says world biggest Wonder Pets fan here. Wait, seriously? I looked it up and they said it's possible since they trademarked the title. They trademarked Wonder Pets in the City? So they might have a reboot? What the hell? That's crazy. That's damn. Okay. Well, I guess it's possible that Wonder Pets is going to get a reboot. That is so unexpected to me, to be incredibly honest. Did not really expect that was going to be a thing. No kidding, guys. Mason Rayleigh says, no kidding, guys. Back in February 4th, it was teased by Nickelodeon and Paramount on Nick Alive that Wonder Pets is coming back with a revival. That's crazy, bro. Like, not... your mom says, OMG, same. Okay, so we have some Wonder Pets fans in here. Not saying that as to make fun of you or anything. Like, it's just something that wasn't necessarily expected, I guess, because, excuse me, I know the kind of show like Wonder Pets is, and yeah, I watched it when I was younger, when I was a kid in elementary school, but in elementary school. I don't know if it's a show I would particularly check out today. Yes, there's some shows that I'm watching that's on, like, Disney Junior, like Super Kitties and freaking, Pubstruction. Can't believe I'm even saying this. Paw Patrol, as you guys probably know. Well, I don't really even watch it all that much, though, but I'm still, I guess, somewhat of a fan. I don't know. I don't know, to be honest. I like the movies, I guess you could say, but yeah, but, even Mason says, I am definitely indeed a Wonder Pets fan. Zeep says, wow, Wonder Pets has a fan base. I never would have known that either, to be honest. Like, goddamn. Oh, that's funny. But yeah, like it was kind of it's kind of unexpected to me to know how much of a fan base it has, or at least how many people. Maybe it's because I've talked about preschool shows on this channel, so why am I surprised that some people are fans of some of these shows? You know what I mean? But yeah, but yeah, I don't know if that's a show I would watch now. You know what I mean? I don't know. Maybe I'll check it out someday, but. Again, I'm not quite sure if that's the kind of show, because while there are some shows that I do watch, like I guess you can say I kind of have my limits. I don't know. I don't know, but I haven't seen it in a long ass time, so like it's something. Let's see. Omnimon says I'm back for now, Josh. Come to say that Gabriel Gress is poorly written. Oh, tell me about it. Like I do not like that character at all. I wish they could get rid of him. And I feel bad for Keith for voicing him. Keith voices Zongoli from Genshin Impact. I don't know how you say that name. But Genshin Impact, I guess. Yeah. Hold on, just for a very quick second. Okay, just checking a couple of things. But yeah. You know, speaking of, the voice acting in that show is kind of awkward to me. You know what I mean? Like, not necessarily saying that the voice actors are bad. I wouldn't say that in this show. But sometimes it's kind of awkward, you know? Like, sometimes they speak a little bit too fast, and it just sounds so weird. So it's a whole thing. But yeah, Gabriel Gress is an interesting character. And I can't wait for the day that, I mean, apparently I guess it happened in the movie, but in the series, I can't wait for the day that he finds out that Cat Noir is actually his son. And what kind of a revelation that's gonna be, apparently, you know? Okay, let's see. Bodies are in the freezer. Also loves Wonder Pets. Okay, again, I am surprised how many people are shocked. I mean, shocked. What? How many people are fans of Wonder? I mean, if you're nostalgic about it, I guess, then that makes sense. You know what I mean? I don't know if I can even say I'm that nostalgic with the Wonder Pets. I mean, I'm kind of saying this in the sense that I'm thinking people are watching it right now, and maybe they are. I don't know, but it could be that it's a nostalgic thing. Gary the editor, Ming Ming. What's is it a hamster or a guinea pig? Tell me in the chat. Is it a hamster or a guinea pig in Wonder Pets, and what's its name? Because I can't even remember anymore. I remember the turtle Tuck and the little chick Ming Ming. I definitely remember them. I mean, I remember the other character, but I can't fully. I think it's a hamster, but what's its name? I can't. Let me know in the comments. Your mom says, I swear Wonder Pets is more deep than you guys think. I swear. It's more deep. Okay, maybe I have to check it out, I guess. I don't know. Since the Wonder Pets revival is official, I am in tearful hallelujah moment. Wow. All right. Wonder Pets has a big fan base. Quan Chandler says, I'm a huge fan of Blue's Clues. I definitely know you're a huge fan of Blue's Clues. And so am I. I don't watch the newer... Well, the newer series is not really airing that much on Nickelodeon anymore right now for whatever reason. But every now and then I check out, like, some of those episodes, but also check out, like, the episodes with Steve and sometimes with Joe in them on Paramount+. Yeah. Mason says, I'm getting nostalgia again. It's always nice to feel nostalgia for things, isn't it? Like, because there was something that I think I was just, like, reminiscing about, like, a couple of weeks ago. I don't fully remember, but when I just started, like, I don't remember if it was, like, a show that I saw, or if it was, like, a franchise that I used to remember, like, maybe, like, I don't fully remember, but, like, I remember just feeling so nostalgic, and it just felt so good to kind of just look back at, you know, sometimes it's just, like, kind of cool to look back at your days as when you were a child, or when you were in middle school sometimes, or not necessarily in middle school, but like you were middle school aged, and like some of the stuff that you used to do at the time, like some shows you used to watch, or like maybe, you go into like a theme park or something, and you see how much it's changed now, but you see like some rides that you used to ride over there, some shows that used to be there, and you know, it's kind of cool to feel nostalgic for stuff like that. Your mom says, hell, there might be 30-year-olds who love Peppa Pig out there. I don't doubt that. I don't doubt that. Yeah, that's, I don't doubt that at all. Christ, excuse me. Virginia Lake. Damn, Virginia Lake even knows the character. Lenny the guinea pig. It is a guinea pig. Okay. Excuse me, I got hiccups now. But yeah, Virginia Lake. I think out of all people, I wouldn't have expected you to know the character's name. But yeah, Ming Ming is actually a duckling. Yes. Yeah, I called her a chick, didn't I? Yeah. What the hell? Video Bird 300 says Peppa Pig is so dark. In one episode, they eat eggs, baby chicks. In another episode, they dino fossils, dead animals. Okay. A little confused with that comment, but all right. Your mom says when they sing the phone song, I get, oh, the phone song. I was like, what's the phone song? And I remember, yeah, the phone is ringing. There's an animal in trouble. There's an animal in trouble. I can't believe I'm doing that. There's an animal in trouble. Yes, I remember that. God, I remember all that. God damn, that's taking me back, bro. That is taking me back. And I haven't seen the show in a long time. God, how do I remember that perfectly? That's nuts. Anyway. God, I'm having way too much freaking fun on this stream. You have no idea. Steve says, unironically, I watched Kai Lan whilst my sister was babysitting a couple of relatives. I never watched Kai Lan. I never, like, I mean, I think that was around the time when I did stop watching Nick Jr., obviously, when did that show even come out? I was watching more like Cartoon Network and Nickelodeon and Disney Channel at the time, but so I definitely never checked that out. Though at the same time, this was probably around the time the Doodle Bobs came out, and probably around the time, maybe not, I don't know, that the Backyardigans came out, and I was watching that, so yeah, I don't really know why I didn't check out Kai Lan, to be honest. I don't know. Zeep says, let's just say I had a spiritual experience watching it. Oh wow, that's crazy. Your mom, you're bad for that one. You're bad for that one. Virginia Lake says, I can't believe you remember the song. Neither can I. Oh shoot, your mom. Oh my OMG, the Backyardigans. Don't even get me started, bro. Yes, I freaking loved that show, man. I mean, I can't say I watched all of the episodes, but I like, even when I watched like a couple of episodes recently, like it's a lot of fun. Especially like the theme song. We backyard friends, the backyard again. Yeah. I don't know the full lyrics of that, but or at least that part. But yeah, I remember that. My God. We're just talking about Nick Jr. shows right now, and slightly, yeah, Nick Jr. shows right now. That's what we're talking about. But hey, nostalgia, bro, nostalgia. That's exactly, yes. Oh, this is an interesting one. Body is in the freezer says, does anyone remember Julius Jr. or Lala Loopsy? Yes. I remember Julius Jr. Because I remember when I first saw it, I was like, wait, they have a show based off of this franchise? What? Does that franchise even exist anymore? Like, I haven't seen it in a long time, so I don't Does it exist anymore? Because I know it was it like backpacks for girls or was it clothing? I don't fully remember what it was, but I just remember like I saw it everywhere when I was a kid. And then eventually I saw that they had a preschool series and I was like, what? And unironically, I watched it when I was in, when did that come out? Like, I mean, I watched it like mainly just to kind of check it out, but like, I think I unironically kind of like, it was dolls. Okay. I think I like unironically enjoyed it, but it was very interesting. But yeah, I do remember that, and I also remember La La Loopsy as well. I remember when it was dolls first, and then it became a show. Didn't they have 2 shows? La La Loopsy, I think? It's very interesting, though. Like, now that franchise doesn't exist anymore. As far as I know, La La Loopsy is not a thing anymore. Like, I think that's been discontinued. La La Loopsy. Is that discontinued, or is it still... I don't know. No, it says it's discontinued. Yeah, I'm surprised that it's or is it discontinued? I legit can't even tell. All I know is that I haven't seen it in like a long time. I haven't seen it in a long time, so I don't even know if it's still a thing right now. But I do remember those shows, yes. Rayson says, and speaking of Backyardigans, I heard the Castaways and Into the Thick of I heard that the Castaways song and Into the Thick of It songs are so popular. They legitimately are. Like, they legitimately are. Like, I even used Castaways in one of my I think I used it like in one of my Instagram stories or something, because it was kind of used a lot. But yeah, it's a cool song. I enjoy it. And Into the Thick of It, yes. I don't know if I've even heard the entire song of that one, but I just, like, sometimes on like Instagram or whatever, you'll just hear the Into the Thick of It, into the thick, like, yeah. And I don't know what episode that comes from, and again, I haven't heard the entire song, but you just hear it sometimes. Zeep. I'm an international super spy, super spy. Super spy. Yeah, that dude hit those pipes, man. He hit those pipes in that song. I was like, wow. Like, oh man, we're going way back. Northwestern Railway says Nick Jr. really peaked in the Kylan Olivia. Olivia was the pig cartoon, wasn't it? Like it's kind of like 3D but slightly stop motion-esque pig. I think. I don't fully remember. Backyardigans and Blue's Clues era. Wow, 100%. Ice Cream Hero says I still sing the mail time song when I when I get the mail. I definitely don't do that, but was that? I don't know. I thought I heard something outside. But yeah, I definitely did that when I was a kid. Well, I don't know if it, like, when my mom would get the mail. I don't think I did that when I was a kid, though. But either way, you know, sometimes I sing it in my head, but not necessarily when I go out to get the mail. That's never really happened, at least with me. Blue the Saber-Toothed Rat says, does anyone remember Dino Dan? I think so. I don't think I've ever saw... Damn, I'm not even... I don't even remember which one that is. Because there's weirdly a lot of Dino shows out there. I remember Dino Train. I think that's what it was called. Yeah, I think Dino... I think so. And then now there's Dino Ranch out there. That's an interesting show, too. It's kind of fun to watch. Yeah, let's see. Your mom says, why am I getting so pumped up on kids for shows for toddlers? I think that's what you mean. Is something wrong with me? You know, it does feel weird when you're somebody that's like either close to your 30s or in your 20s and you are you know, you talk about the freaking you talk about preschool shows, you know what I mean? Or if you're watching some that is currently happening right now, like, yeah, it's kind of odd sometimes, you know? Or it feels odd, but, you know, at the same time, there's people, like, there's a lot of people whether they have kids or not, that watch those shows regardless. You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, if a show is enjoyable, it's enjoyable. If you find enjoyment in it, then who cares? You know, like, I mean, obviously, like, it may be one thing if, like, you're my age and the only shows you watch are, like, Paw Patrol and Rubble and Crew and all the shows on Disney Junior. Like, if that's the only shows you watch, then yeah, people are gonna find you to be a little weird, which kind of sucks, but it is what it is. But, like, you know, like, I mean, again, like, it is what it, if you enjoy it, then you enjoy it. Like, who cares? You know what I mean? Yes, I enjoy Pupstruction. I enjoy, Super Kitties. Those are cute shows. That's kind of why I enjoy those. You know what I mean? But, like, make no mistake, that's not the only stuff I watch. Like, the most I tend to watch now is, like, again, SpongeBob and, Big City Greens. And, oh, damn. I don't know. I might need to let this one play out. I might need to let this one play out, okay? Like, I just realized which song this is. Let me turn this up. Where? There we go. You know, speaking of, I'm actually surprised that they're not even playing Samurai Jack in Checkered Past. Like, as far as I know, as of right now, that show's not going to be playing on Checkered Past. I'm kind of surprised by that, but yeah. But this remake is just so awesome. Yeah, let's just jam out a little bit, all right? Video Bird says, does anyone remember the Tweenies? Yes, I remember the Tweenies. And now, looking back at the Tweenies, I'm kind of freaked out about them a little bit. I'm not gonna lie. All right. Actually, just one second. I mean, seriously, this is it's an awesome. Wow, I didn't mean to do that. But yeah, it's an awesome freaking remake. I mean, remix. Okay. Just had to do that again. All right, let's turn it back down a little bit more. And there we go. All right. Thanks for jamming out with me if you guys were. That was pretty dope. The song remix is catchy. It is. It legitimately is. Virginia Lake, Josh jamming out. Hey, listen. When you give me, like, good songs, whether it's remixes or like, say maybe soft house, like techno music or something, or just like a good song in general, if it has like if it has like a nice vibe, sometimes I literally will just jam out. Like, you guys legitimately have no idea how much I freaking love music. Like, I will literally just listen to music, say if I'm driving or whatever, and I'll just be like jamming out. Like, you know, it just feels so good to jam out to music, you know what I mean? So yeah, when something good comes up, trust me, I jam out. But yeah, there was a comment. Where is it? It's kind of back. Oh yeah, so Mandu Benson, Mandu Ben, I don't know how to say your name. I apologize. But you say, I want to watch Bat Wheels again, but I have to find time between college. Yeah, I definitely enjoy Bat Wheels. I've been catching up on the newer episodes, and all of them have been pretty good. It's like one of those preschool shows where, like, where you can tell it was intended for preschool show, for a preschool audience, for a taller audience, but at the same time, it's not heavily clear, if that makes sense, that it's for a preschool audience. You know what I mean? Like, obviously, with the kind of lessons that they teach, you can tell that it is for preschoolers, but it's not like a show that's dumbed down for children. You know what I mean? And I think, like, for the most part, a lot of these shows kind of just like, I'm gonna get to your comment very quick, Virginia Lake. but yeah, like, I think when it comes to a lot of these shows for like preschoolers, a lot of them, they're kind of starting to pull back a little bit from, well, you know what? I'm not 100% sure about that, to be perfectly honest, but I think like a few of them are definitely, excuse me, are, you know, starting to make it where, or at the very least, let's put it this way. I think a lot of these shows now are starting to try to make it where, yes, the kids definitely enjoy them, but also they're trying to make it where the parents can kind of also enjoy them as well. Because, you know, most kids are going to want to watch the shows with the parents, or the parents are going to watch the show with the kids regardless. Usually, sometimes, right? And it's kind of better to have a show where parents don't necessarily mind putting it on for the kids, you know? Or they may not necessarily mind watching it. Like, Bluey's a huge example of that. Like, Bluey, like, really is enjoyable for anybody, whether you have kids or not, you know? Like, it's just that kind of show. And it will not surprise me in the slightest, because we know how studios and entertainment love to follow trends. Like, it will not shock me in the slightest if you start seeing more shows that are going to be similar to Bluey, where it's not exactly going to try to copy Bluey, but it's just going to be similar in the sense of how the show is. You know what I mean? It will not shock me in the slightest. Virginia Lake says, so Moana is out of the question. Music is so great for the soul, with the exception of Moana, of course. Look, when you Virginia, you know exactly why I can't stand how far I'll go with that with Moana. It's not that it's a bad song, because it's not. Like, I'll tell you that right now. It's a good song. But I've heard it too many freaking times that, like, it literally is just like, it just annoys the hell out of me. And knowing how much Disney freaking, like, milks the crap out of that song at their parks, like, I can't. They don't, the thing is, they don't milk the song You're Welcome, right? And I'm totally fine with that song, right? Like, that's a pretty good song as well, and they haven't milked that one to death. And even, like, well, they're not even really milking, well, slightly, but not too much, so to the point where I'm annoyed with it. We Don't Talk About Bruno, from Encanto, right? That's a pretty good song, too. Do they play it too much? Not really. They play it just enough, I think, to where it hasn't gotten annoying to me yet, you know? But either way, I don't hear it constantly. Even when I'm at Disneyland, I barely hear them playing that song at all. But when it comes to Moana, like, that's often the first thing that I hear. So that's why I have such a grudge against that song, okay? It's not a bad song, but God. You know. So that's where I'm coming from in that regard. You know what? That was, Randall the, Ton, Brewster says Cocomelon and Elsa Gate ruined YouTube Kids, to be honest. That was something I actually wanted to mention when it came to, like, when I was talking about, like, oh, you know, these preschool shows are starting to kind of make shows where parents are, you know, fine with watching it along with their kids and also kind of enjoying it along with their kids as well. I would wager that some of these shows that you see, it wouldn't surprise me if parents would much rather put some of those shows on television or on streaming than Cocomelon, because I literally do not know how anybody over the age of 2 can remotely enjoy watching Cocomelon. It's torture. It is legitimate torture. I have a cousin that recently had, like, a child. I think she turns 3 next year, I believe. I think her kid turns 3 next year. She is a fan of Bluey. I actually went along with her, my cousin, her mother, and her kid to see Bluey's big play, which was at the Dolby Theater in LA, right? And I went to see it with them because I just so happened to have gotten tickets for the same day that they were going and the same showtime as they were going, so we kind of just carpooled and headed over to the theater and watched the show together. And it was a very fun show. It's very cute, and it's surprisingly coming back to the theater again next year in February. And I'm probably gonna see it again. Probably, I don't know, but yeah. But either way, though, so she has a kid, right? And you know, she kind of talks to me sometimes, like when we kind of meet up to go to a show or whatever, or to hang out. Like she'll kind of talk to me about her kid sometimes. Oh, and it's getting like, oh, it's almost 8 o'clock. I didn't think I was gonna be streaming for this long. But yeah, like she would kind of talk to me about that sometimes, and I could also tell when it comes to, say, Cocomelon, because her kid really likes Cocomelon, of course, and so she kind of has to play it at the house, you know. It's not necessarily something she would like to put on because Cocomelon is annoying, but you know, she would much rather put Bluey on because her kid also loves Bluey. But yeah, like Cocomelon is one of those things that people definitely do not like for obvious reasons. It's annoying, but kids just become mindless zombies when they watch that. So yeah. Virginia Lake excuse me, says, agree on Encanto. Both are great songs, but Moana is played too much. I couldn't resist bringing that song up. Of course, because like in the other stream that I participate with, almost every time, like say when Mondo is at Disneyland and the fireworks show goes off, I'm always saying, okay, gonna mute the stream. Moana's playing right now. So it's a little running joke. Okay. Speaking of Disney, there's also a live-action Moana coming soon. Unfortunately, it's too soon, and enough with these damn live-action remakes. Like, it's annoying. Like, it is so annoying. Your mom says, man, it's gonna feel so weird seeing adults look back at Cocomelon and be like, what a classic. Oh, God. Yeah, that is so true. You're gonna have, like, adults 20 years from now gonna be like, oh, man, I remember Cocomelon. Oh, that was my childhood. That was amazing. And we're just going to be there like, I'm going to be in my 40s and I'm going to be like, you think kindly of Cocomelon? Excuse me? But it's so true. It's crazy. Like, my God. And I also can't believe that Cocomelon is getting a movie. You know, I don't remember if I heard that or if I didn't hear that Cocomelon's getting a movie. I don't even remember that. I guess it is. I have no idea. But if it is, then Christ. I don't even want to... I don't even want... I don't... yikes, bro. I can't imagine being in a theater or just watching 2 hours of... I mean, you can already do that now on YouTube, but I can't imagine watching 2 hours of Cocomelon. Like, I mean, it would most likely be like 90 minutes or 60 minutes, maybe an hour. I don't know, but God, I could not. I could not. I just plain and simple, I could not. Zeep says, God, Disney and Warner Brothers just had to turn bad around their 100th anniversaries. Yeah. I mean, especially with, like, how these strikes have been happening, like the writer strike and the actor strikes and whatnot. Yo, like, it's... I used to have, like, a higher respect for Bob Iger, but after the comments he said about, like, you know, the things that actors are asking for, it's just unrealistic. It's like, okay, you can screw yourself, buddy. And then, like, some of the things that he's wanting to do with Disney and all the stuff that they've been cutting, and it's like, it's crazy. It's amazing that we're living in a timeline where, like, Disney is literally financially not doing that great right now. It's nuts. You wouldn't have thought it would happen, but it is. All because of streaming. Disney Plus literally is costing them billions of dollars. And then that freaking like acquisition of Fox, which I think was not really that great of a move, because they're barely even using any of the franchises or IPs from Fox anyway. Like, what's even the purpose of acquiring Fox if you're barely even using any of their libraries? Explain that to me. I don't understand that at all. It's stupid. But yeah, it's crazy, bro. Like, I literally just I don't understand it at all. Yeah, Jonathan says, I have lost respect for Bob Iger after that comment. Absolutely, yeah. 100%. Like, it kind of hurt to hear him say that, because I kept thinking, like, oh, he's one of the good guys. He's one of the, he's back to get Disney back on track. Surely he's going to care about the actors and the writers and going to try to da-da-da-da-da. But then when he said that, I'm like, yo, screw you. Like, I'm trying to keep it a little PG right now. But yeah, like, that kind of hurt. You know what I mean? And it's like, okay, Bob Iger, you are definitely down on my list. You're not as bad as David Zaslav. I will say that. But yeah, I lost a lot of respect for you, dude, when you said that. Like, that's crazy. Rex the Wolf says Disney is dead. You know, in a lot of respects, unfortunately, I think so. You know, like, I have such a love-hate relationship with Disney. You know what I mean? Like, because do they still make some good content? Yes. Do they make some dumbass decisions? Absolutely. I say that so many times when it comes to Disneyland. Like, I love Disneyland. Trust me. I want to go back in a couple of weeks. Because I want to try to catch their fireworks show once again. Before it changes to their Halloween fireworks show. But there's sometimes when Disney makes certain decisions with Disneyland that just makes me, like, facepalm sometimes. And, like, it's freaking crazy, man. But, like, yeah, I just it's a love-hate relationship with Disney. Speaking of love-hate relationship, I remember in the original Alvin and the Chipmunks cartoons, Alvin and Brittany had a love-hate relationship. I never really watched the original Alvin and the Chipmunks cartoon, so I can't really necessarily say all that much in that regard. I think the only kind of piece of content that was like Alvin and the Chipmunks, the 2D Alvin and the Chipmunks that I saw, it was I think it was the werewolf movie where Theodore turns into a werewolf, and that used to air on, like, I think it was airing on Toon Disney a couple of times. I'm not 100% sure, but I do remember that. And yeah, I haven't seen it in a long time, but I think that was like the only 2D cartoon Alvin and the Chipmunks piece of content that I've seen. And were the Chipettes in that one? I think they were. Were they? I don't know. I don't fully remember. It was also airing on Disney XD. Okay, so they're probably Disney XD at the time when they were airing, so yeah. Alvin and Brittany can fight a lot, not gonna lie, and Brittany can be really sassy to Alvin. Yeah. It's kind of interesting because, like, I think in the movies they definitely toned that down when they did the films. I don't think they necessarily fought all that much, but, you know, still had somewhat of the same person. Their characters were, like, a little different than what you see in the cartoons, so, yeah. I'm going to be right back. Just going to turn off the air conditioning. Also, I'm probably going to end the stream fairly soon. I might have another 10 minutes. That's just so I can head on out and, you know, I never saw Alvin Meets Frankenstein. I think, like, that was, I don't know, I never saw that one. Either way, but yeah, but I think, I'm probably going to end the stream, like, maybe within 10 minutes or so. So yeah, it's possible. Because again, I do want to go out and get a couple of things before I head on in, and yeah, just stay in for the next 2 days. Virginia Lake says, hopefully Disney starts making much better decisions. We need more magic. I mean, honestly, they have to start making better decisions right now because, as you can also see in the box office, they're not doing that great either. You know what I mean? Like, they've, like, to think that Disney has turned off so many people, some for dumb reasons and some for legitimate reasons, like, it's crazy. Like, it is literally crazy to me. You know what I mean? And I've never been as critical of Disney than I have been in the past I'd say the past couple of years, I'd say, you know, because even like in 2019, you look back at 2019, it wasn't that long ago. Disney was just way better than what they currently are right now, especially at their theme parks. But right now, it's just freaking insane. Like, it's not the greatest situation with Disney at this point in time. Nice living room you got here. Where's the TV? This is actually not a living room. This is a loft area. This was my mom's office. And so the TV is right there. But I'm up here usually because I got the window. And so when I do the live streams, like, I have like some good light coming in. I do have like a couple of lights shining on me right now. But you know, that's kind of why I'm usually up here. And also just a little bit more space and more room. I don't record in here, because it's like a very open space, right? Like, this is not an enclosed space. As you can see, it kind of goes into the hallway right there. So it's an open space right here though. But either way, I record in my room, and, it's mainly because, like, it has less echo, less reverb in there, where it has a lot of reverb here, so that's not really great for videos, you know what I mean? But yeah, so that is essentially why I'm in here. Oh, Randall says Kite Tails isn't the greatest either. Kite Tails was such a fail. Like, I don't know how they came up with Kite Tails and thought, yes, that is a offering that we will bring to Disney World for their 50th anniversary. Which, that, I wanted to go to the 50th anniversary ever since they announced it, like, announced the 50th anniversary celebrations. I was looking forward to it. Then when I started seeing the 50th anniversary, offerings, I'm like, yeah, you know, I think I'm good. I think I'm good. Like, I think I'm just gonna stay home, and maybe eventually I'll go to Walt Disney World. I was actually gonna possibly go in 2 weeks, because a short film that I'm in, that I filmed back in 2 years before, is doing a screening there. And I actually was wanting to plan to go to Orlando, because I haven't been in such a long time. But because of, like, certain things that I want to do, and also because of the fact that, like, the weather that's down there and certain other factors, I kind of just decided, nah, I'm gonna just stay in here. So yeah, so that's kind of, you know, the situation. Hopefully I can go back at some point, but as of right now, I'm not going to be going back to Disney World anytime soon. And also, screw Ron DeSantis. That dude is yikes. Do you remember Mr. Pickles? No, I do not. I don't think so. Zeep the Walkie says, I'll only gain my respect for Disney back when they acknowledge Brandy and Mr. Whiskers again. I tried looking for Brandy and Mr. Whiskers on Disney Plus, and unfortunately, it's not there. That sucks. Because there was, like, a particular episode that I wanted to check out again, because it was one of my favorites. When, like, I think Brandy finds out that she's not, like, a purebred or something. She finds out, like, she's a mutt, and then she kind of just, like, loses her, like, she doesn't even, like, keep herself up anymore, if that makes sense. She starts eating like a regular dog and whatever. It was kind of funny. That's, like, one of the episodes I wanted to check out, but they don't have, it's not on Disney Plus. They don't have the show on Disney Plus. I hope it doesn't become lost media. That would freaking suck. Do you still have cable, or do you use an antenna? I have cable. I do currently still have cable. I was actually at Disney with my friends like less than 2 weeks ago. I was at Disney. When did I last go to Disney? I think it was about 3 weeks ago that I last went to Disney. Because one of my family members was visiting California because they live in Montana now. And they were kind of coming down here for some other family members because there's been some issues going on with them. Their health is not the greatest, so they were kind of, trying to check on them to see how they're doing and whatnot. So he went over to Disneyland and I bought a ticket for the day. Went for only like 5 hours because I mainly wanted to see the fireworks. So it worked out in my favor, and so that's the last time I went to Disneyland. And again, I plan on going back soon to try to catch the fireworks again before it heads out for the Halloween fireworks to come in. Bro, the line leaving Disney was so damn brutal. Were you at Walt Disney World or were you at Disneyland? Which one were you doing? Luke says, have you seen the Bubble Bass Reviews episode from the Patrick Star Show? I've seen a couple of clips from that, but I have not seen the entire episode of that one. I might want to try to check that one out. Not 100% sure, but yeah. Zeep the Walking says, holy crap, I remember that one too. One of my favorites for his dark nature. Okay, so I'm glad I'm not the only one that remembered that episode. Yeah, like, for God's sakes, do you need a passport to get into Florida? No, I am in the U.S. Florida is also a U.S. state, so I don't need a passport to get into Florida. Okay, so Shane Eeks or something says Disney World since I live in Florida. Okay. It's interesting because, like, at Disneyland, like, the line to get out of Disneyland is not really that bad. I mean, for one, Disneyland stays open from 2 midnight every single freaking day. Didn't used to be like that. Like, on the weekdays, say, during their off-peak season or, like, when people go back to school, they would usually close at, like, 9 p.m. They would open at 9 and close at 9. But now they've been opening at 8 a.m. and closing at 12 a.m. every single freaking day, which I think is crazy. I think is crazy, but, I guess it's working for them, so it is what it is. But because of that, and also because of the fact that Fantasmic is no longer performing at Disneyland anymore because our dragon burned to a crisp, and we're not getting that dragon back. Or any dragon, supposedly, at least for a while, but a dragon is not returning to the show. That really sucks. Because of that, we don't have the show Fantasmic for a while. So when the fireworks happen, a majority of people that are at Disneyland, they leave. Or when the fireworks finish, when the fireworks are over, people tend to go back home or go back to the hotel. Whereas some people also travel over to California Adventure so they could, if they have Park Hopper, of course, so they could see their nighttime spectacular at that park. I don't, because I personally think World of Color 1 is so boring. I'm not a fan of that show at all. I mean, I don't hate it, but it's like, I don't know if I really want to check that one out. Like, I'm not going to make that much of an effort to check that out. But yeah, but Disneyland isn't really all that crazy to get out. But also, something I just realized as well is that because of the way Walt Disney World has been built, like, Disneyland, at the very least, like, there's parking lots near the park, you know what I mean? You do have to take the tram to get to it, but that's like not even like a 2-minute, maybe 3-minute ride or something. It's not really that long, I think, yeah. But with Walt Disney World, like, when you get to Magic Kingdom, you have to either take the monorail, because the parking lot's not that close to Magic Kingdom. And Jesus Christ, that was a freaking loud ass motorcycle. Anyway, excuse me, but you either have to take the monorail, or you have to take a bus to get there, or you have to take a boat. They got a transportation system, or transportation center, in order to just get to that park. All the other parks, you park there, and you can just walk to that park. You can, or take the tram to get to the park. because their park is pretty big. What the hell am I hearing outside? That was weird. But in terms of like Magic Kingdom, you do a parking lot and then you have to take a bus. I don't know a bus, but you have to take a tram, not a tram. You have to take a monorail that goes through a hotel and then gets to the park, or you have to take a boat. Or the Skyline. I think the Skyline that they have now is there too. So if anything, yeah, I can 100% understand why the line to get out of Walt Disney World took so long, because of the transportation you have to take in order to get out of the park. So, you know. And so luckily, at least for me, when I was like taking the tram to get to the parking lot at Disneyland, the lines are usually not even that long, and they constantly, like, continuously have like trams running from the park to the parking lot once it's closed. So you don't really wait that long. At least that's been my experience. Shane says, me and my friends took the ferry when we left the park, and from all of that walking around killed my feet. Yeah, when you're at Disneyland or at Disney World, I can imagine, like, you do a lot of walking, which is good for me. I'm trying to slim down, trust me. But yeah, you do like at least maybe over 20,000 steps. If you're at Disneyland and California Adventure for the entire day from opening to closing, which I do a lot, it's a lot of money, but hey, if I'm spending $180 to do one park, or $224 to do both parks, or $244 to do both parks, I'm going to get my money's worth. So I'm going from opening to closing. That is money that I'm spending. I better get my goddamn money's worth. But either way, but yeah, when you do that, like, you're walking for a long time, standing in line, doing all that stuff, you're getting in a lot of steps. So yeah, trust me, you got to be in good shape just to do Disney constantly. Or if you're doing Disney a whole day, or you're doing it a lot of times, you got to be in good shape just to be able to handle all that. Because it's a big park. It's not like Knott's Berry Farm, where Knott's Berry Farm is a fairly good park as well, but it's smaller than Disneyland. And Universal Studios here in Hollywood is much smaller than both of these parks. Disneyland, just Disneyland alone is a very big park. So trust me, it's a lot of walking to get where you want to go. But you know what? Again, that's kind of part of the fun, if that makes sense. Yeah, I think on that note, hold on. Shane says, I don't know how the hell Disney employees have the energy at 10 o'clock at night. I don't know either, but you know, I think so. Well, I think it really depends on like when they get there. And they do have breaks. At least my cousin also works at Disney, so she has a lot of like breaks when she works there as well. So, and she really enjoys her job there too. So that's probably kind of how they get a lot of their energy. But it kind of really, again, that kind of depends on when they get there, I think. Virginia Lake says that's exactly how to do Disneyland. Open to close. It is, like, it really is. Like, next week, or no, I think this week actually, they start having their $104 days back again for their one day, one park. And so at least on those days, I'm totally fine with paying $104 and going from like 6 o'clock to closing. You know what I mean? I can get past that. Like, that's totally fine with me. But in terms of like, if I gotta pay $180 to go to a park, I don't want to be there for only a few hours. If I have to, fine. But like, for the most part, I'm not gonna want to do that, because $180 for one park is a lot of freaking money. So trust me. Bodies in the freezer say, let's say I were to get a job at Disneyland, how much would you say the pay would be? I would say, I don't know. I think the pay at Disney is probably like, what, $14, $15 an hour or something. It may be a little more and it may be a little less. To be honest, I don't know. But also, it does depend on the kind of jobs that you get. I know that there's certain jobs out there that do pay you a little bit more in terms of like how much, I guess, is kind of required of you. So there's some jobs that pay more and there's some jobs that pay less. So I wouldn't 100% know in that particular instance. Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to end it right here. Your mom says it's 8:13 where I'm at, and I assume it's the same with you due to the fact that we both live in California. Yes, you are correct. It is 8:13. Well, now it's 8:14 by the time I'm saying this. But yeah, because in that note, I am gonna have to end it right here. Omnimon says, asking Josh, have you heard of Riggy the Run Key? No, I have not heard of Riggy. I don't know if that's a show. I don't know if that's a game. Never heard of it before. So, yeah, I never heard of that. So, to answer your question that I know you've been asking for a while, no, I've never heard of that before. But yeah, ladies and gentlemen, I am going to have to end the stream right here. I do need to get a couple of things from the store, and I gotta eat. I'm hungry. So yeah, thank you guys so much for joining the stream. It's been very fun. Of course, the next stream will be if I don't put out a video next week. Or then maybe it'll be 2 weeks from now. I don't know. It really depends. But like, yeah, I do plan on putting out a video this week, but we'll see. But thank you guys so much for joining the stream. Of course, it is always fun. I think people are putting out fireworks. I keep hearing booms outside my window. That's weird. But yeah, thank you guys so much for joining. It's always fun doing these streams with you, ladies and gentlemen. So yeah, hopefully you guys have a pretty good rest of the week. And, yeah, also, if you guys are in Southern California and you're in the path of the tropical storm, like I am, which, again, I might only get some rain and a little bit of wind, but I don't think it's going to be too bad. But either way, if you guys are in Southern California, definitely stay safe for the next 2 days. Hopefully, this tropical storm that we get is not too bad, but really depending on where you are, it really is worse, much more down south, like where San Diego is. But when it gets up here a little bit more north, like in the Gardena area or when it hits Los Angeles, it's not going to be terrible, but for certain areas, it may be a little bit bad. But yeah, but either way, ladies and gentlemen, if you are in Southern California, stay safe, hunker down, get some water, and, just, again, stay safe if you can. But yeah, again, thank you guys so much for joining in the stream. I will see you guys next time. Goodbye, Shane, Omnimon. I hope you do streams more often. Yeah, I hope so too. Again, they're kind of fun to do. Hello, your mom, Virginia Lake. Bye, Josh. Take care and stay safe. Hopefully, I get to see you tomorrow on Mondo's stream on Five Fires. So yeah, hopefully I get to see you there. Take care to Zeep. Omnimon, Mason, Jonathan, Chaos, Inferno. I'm not even sure if I even said anything to you throughout the entire stream. I don't know if I said any of your comments or answered any of your questions. If I did or if I didn't, I definitely apologize for that. Hopefully I can do it in the next stream. Yeah, but anyway, thank you guys so much for joining in the stream. I'll see you guys next time. And remember, you're hearing it from a regular bunny in a regular world. Peace out. Take care. Goodbye, everybody.